This is the new Mercedes-Benz C-Class Estate.
Although there are no signs on the tailgate, and an AMG package with 18-inch wheels indicates more power than the driver's abilities, under the bonnet is just a 1.6-litre engine. We'll get to that in a moment, but since this is an estate, let's look in the boot.
I expected the Merc to have a bigger boot. A couple of months ago I drove the BMW 3 Series Touring and that had a 495-litre boot. This one has only or not. Well, anyway, this is 490 liters, so that's 5 liters less than the BMW Series 3 Touring. Okay, they are very comparable cars, never mind. But a compact Toyota Auris TS has a 530-liter boot. That's 40-liter difference between a compact car and a compact premium car.
With the back seats folded, there is more space than in a BMW 3 Series Touring, but still less than in Toyota Auris TS.
The C-Class has a slightly longer wheelbase than the Audi A3. So, okay, you think there's more space here. Well, I don't really feel that because, first of all, well, yeah, there's a big transmission tunnel, like it always is with the rear-wheel drive cars. So if you're unlucky enough to sit in the middle, you'll have to fight for foot space in the footwells with the lucky guys who sit on the side seats. But even if you are the lucky guy sitting here, okay, it seems like there is decent legroom and decent headroom, even with the panoramic glass roof, but to tell you the truth, it's not really worth it. Get rid of it. You'll have extra centimeters of headroom, but even so, I don't have enough space for my toes. What's wrong? Well, the front seat is mounted quite low, and I like to sit quite low, so I'm not raising it. And I can't really slide my toes underneath the front seat, so in the long run, I can't really use this extra knee room here because I have to keep my feet like that. And on a longer journey, it's not very comfortable.
It's been several months since debut of the C-Class, and slowly I'm warming to the S-Class-like dashboard layout, even if I think the infotainment system is unintuitive. And piano black elements in cars are a bad idea. It's dust and fingerprints every day.
As I said before, this car is powered by a 1.6 petrol engine, 156 horsepower, and to be honest, it's absolutely enough if you're driving along mainly in the city. Maybe you have to sort of commute to the city, but you don't do a lot of motorway driving. Time from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is below 9 seconds, so that's respectable. And well, yeah, the engine is, you know, sort of flexible enough, even with this Geriatronic 7G-tronic automatic gearbox, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine if you're just cruising along in the city and maybe on some roads like this. Problems start when you have to drive a lot along the motorway because, well, let's face it, it's a small engine and it's not made for driving fast, especially not along German autobahns where sometimes you get the unrestricted area and you can drive as fast as you want. Well, with this one you can't really drive as fast as you want because at motorway speeds, well, it feels out of its depth. It's loud, it uses a lot of fuel, and generally the sound insulation at motorway speed, it's not perfect in this car, let's face it. It's fine when you're doing 90-80 kilometers per hour, but above 100-120 you can hear the wind noise. It's becoming obtrusive.
Even if the C-Class is not a motorway king, you can specify it with many driver aid systems. This example comes with adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane assist, rear collision warning system, steering assist and brake assist. There is also an intelligent light system which directs the beam wherever the car is going and adjusts the power of headlights to road conditions.
This car also uses quite a lot of fuel for this small an engine. Let's say this is my combined cycle rather than my mostly extra urban cycle. I like Mercedes, so I'll say this is my combined cycle. In this combined cycle, this car with the 1.6 engine is using around 9 liters per 100 kilometers. That's 9 liters of petrol. That's quite a lot, especially that Mercedes promises 5.6 liters in the combined cycle. Interestingly enough, recently I stumbled upon a transport and environment report entitled Mind the Gap. Its authors claim that Mercedes is the worst offender when it comes to, claimed and real-life fuel economy figures. The agency that prepared this report, this transport environment, they acknowledge that that the fuel cycle test is it's out of date. So the average car manufacturer these days claims one thing, and well, on average, the real fuel consumption will be 30% higher. 30%! I mean, that's a lot, okay? But in case of Mercedes, it's even worse because it's 40%. Good news though, as of 2017, there will be a new fuel economy test, standard test for all car manufacturers. So fuel consumption results will be more realistic, let's hope. And well, there goes your 3 liters per 100 kilometers in the brochure. So how is the C180 estate to drive? Well, it's adequate, I would say. I mean, it's a premium car, so I wouldn't expect anything less, but to be honest, I could expect a bit more. Now, the steering is lifeless. Okay, I mean, it does its job, but it's not brilliant. What is quite interesting, and what I suggest you look at when specifying your car, is the Airmatic that's pneumatic suspension, basically. What it does, it keeps your car level at the right height, no matter how much you load it, so that's good. And another thing it does, at higher speeds, it will lower your car 15 millimeters, so it's more streamlined, it's more aerodynamic. And if you need to drive, let's say, to your whatever country house or something, the last couple of 100 meters are usually bumpy and rough. There are some maybe stones, rocks that you don't want to hit. There's a button here, you can press it and the car will lift 25 millimeters, so hopefully your underpinnings will be safe. Now, let's put it this way. This is no ultimate driving machine, all right? But I don't expect Mercedes to be a BMW. That's BMW's job. This car is comfortable and it's elegant, and I think these are Mercedes's unique selling points.
The parking assistant is a neat gadget, however, turning it on takes ages, so in a crowded car park, someone will probably steal your spot. But if parking is your nightmare, you'll appreciate the system anyway.
Prices of the new Mercedes C-Class estate start at a hefty 35,000 euros. The price of this test example, with all the extras, well, you better sit down for this, and I think I better sit down for this as well. 60,000 euros. That's a lot. When you're finished digesting this, click here to watch my review of BMW 3 Series Touring. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Google+. You'll find all the links in the description below. New reviews every Friday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.